SIA Speaks with Arwa and
Mahnur.
It's another week, another episode, and today we're joined here with Miss Kush, the head of secondary, and so can you introduce yourself to us, Miss Kush?
Hi, and welcome to everybody for this edition of the podcast. Thank you so much, girls, for inviting me for this session. I'm looking forward to speaking to your viewers.
Alright, let's go straight into the questions then. How are you setting into this role, first of all? How do you like SIA so far?
I'm absolutely loving it. I'm enjoying interacting with the parents, with the students, and of course working with some amazing colleagues. SIA is a vibrant place. It's a place where people really work hard and people genuinely care about their students. That's why I'm really enjoying it at SIA.
Yeah, and I think it's changed a lot too, because we didn't have that much of a teacher-student relationship previously, so now we're getting to know our teachers a lot better, and it's creating a really nice environment around us during lessons.
You know, when I was interviewed for this role, I was told that SIA is like a family. I thought, okay, it's a bit cliche. People normally say that when they want to, recruit people. But when I came here, you do actually feel that. The relationship between the staff and the students are very strong, especially amongst the senior students. And one thing I really admire and respect about the students is that they really go above and beyond to even help the younger students. So, we've got students, one of your friends is tutoring students for science.
Yeah.
So, he's got his flashcards and things that he used for revision, which he's now sharing with students who haven't actually sat their IGCSEs. So that's quite nice.
Yeah.
Going back to the fact that like the senior students, we tend to have a closer connection. I feel like over the period of the pandemic, we were quite online, and it was quite like a huge jump.
Yeah.
And like we were going from younger students to seniors, but then not having that traditional impact. It was quite a huge jump, and I really feel like being with the teachers made it a lot more comfortable, especially during the pandemic, and it genuinely does feel like an entire family, and I'm so happy you feel that way. You've kind of already answered this question, but how do you like SIA so far?
Like I said, there is a real collective responsibility. How should I put this, girls? When you come into teaching, it's not like any other job. It's not a 9-to-5 job where you can switch off. We have a huge responsibility as educators for your future. Yeah. So when your parents send you to SIA, they have hopes and aspirations and expectations of us as teachers, as managers, as leaders, to ensure you get the best deal. And you get one shot at year 11 and year 13. So we have a huge responsibility to make sure we deliver. So this is why I like SIA, because I can see that people really want to make a difference to the lives of young people, and that matters to me a lot. And talking about pre-pandemic and COVID and everything else, do you know one thing I really, really missed during the pandemic years was interaction between the students.
Yeah.
Do you know people say a house becomes a home when people live in it, but a school only becomes a school when the students, the learners, the children come in, and that was really missing. And the teachers really missed that face-to-face interaction with the students just as much as you missed seeing your teachers. But I'm glad we're back to normal times, and we're able to do lots and lots of whole school events, assemblies. That's what makes a school, creating those lovely memories.
Yeah. And I feel like talking about quarantine and stuff, the support we get from the teachers here is absolutely amazing, because I compare it to other schools and everything. Here the teachers really care. They want to create a connection with you. They want to help you. They genuinely want to help you, which I find really amazing about the school. Teachers, faculty, everyone. And that's one of the things I really admire about the school, and why I love being here so much.
Do you know, that is so nice to hear, because we do strive our best to help all our learners. And relationships, they can't just happen like that. It takes trust, it takes mutual respect, and also you have to know that the adult sitting in front of you genuinely cares. And so I'm really happy that you do feel that the staff here do put that extra mile to show you they care.
Yeah. in quarantine and stuff, we definitely wouldn't have made it out if it weren't for the teachers. The effort they had asking us to turn our cameras on every morning, and like just putting in the effort of showing up, making sure everyone's doing okay. And from my parents, all of our parents really appreciated that too when we heard in parent-teacher meetings and stuff. Good. So it was really helpful, especially during quarantine.
Especially when it's like so easy to get discouraged not to come to school. I remember in year 10, I would constantly debate with myself, like, should I actually go to physics? You know, do I really want to do it? I'd rather just sit at home watching Netflix. But like, I don't think I'm supposed to say that, but
no, it's okay. See, the pandemic made things a bit weird and a bit strange, because where you'd get up in the morning, you'd have your breakfast, get your uniform on, come to school, you were sat behind this screen, this device.
It's like it's so relaxed and lazy.
I know. But can I say something? Hats off to all of you, your parents for their support, and your teachers. Your IGCSE results were absolutely fantastic. So all in all, it actually ended up quite well for all of you.
Yeah. So next question we want to go into. Let's start from the beginning. How do you think the education system is different from what it was at your age?
Right. I'm very old now. Okay. So I left school 30 years ago. Okay. So when I was at school, it was very boring. There was no collaboration. The teacher talked at you. You made your notes. They put questions on the board and you answered the questions. You didn't dare speak in the lesson. It was I was born and brought up in the UK, so I had I went to a very strict school, and it was a mixed school with both the boys and girls, but the teacher spoke, you listened, you made your notes, you answered your questions, you went home, that's it. We had extracurricular activities, but the way you now interact in lessons, you're using technology, you're having debates, conversations, it was very different. Mine was very traditional, chalk and talk. So the teacher just wrote on the board and you answered questions. Now we've got, high performance learning, there's collaboration, you're taught, how to think, so there's metacognition. It's different. Schools now prepare you for the world of work.
Yeah.
Whereas when I was at school, that didn't happen.
So would you say that influenced you to becoming an educator?
Do you know who influenced me to become an educator? Was my teacher. Okay, her name was Mrs. Gascoigne. I'll never forget what that lady did for me. She was my religious studies teacher, so I chose that as a GCSE. When I was going to college, she was the one that took me for my open day. She actually helped me fill in my application form because my parents couldn't read or write English. So she was the one that really influenced me a lot, and she made a big difference in my life. Mind you, teaching was not my first option. I actually wanted to be a nurse. So nursing was my first option, but my dad talked me out of it and said, no, become a teacher. And I'm glad I have, because I've had the absolute privilege to serve my students and their parents and I hope made a difference to their lives.
That's really interesting, because like most parents want you to become like a doctor, nurse, or something like, the traditional pathways to ensure that you're successful. It's really interesting that your dad wanted you to become a teacher.
Do you know when 30 years ago when I first started deciding about, my A-levels, what I want to do, I was the first person in my family to actually study for A-levels and go and have a degree. I was a trailblazer in my family, and my father pushed me for that. So he said, look, we want you to be educated and have a good job. But for some reason, he felt nursing was very long hours, it was very stressful, so he preferred teaching. I'm glad I went to teaching.
And that your teacher you speak of, I feel like we all wish to have teachers like that in our lives. And we have had many in the school. Like, I can name countless. I've been in the school for, this is my 15th year or 14th year in the school. So like, we've gone through an entire journey in the school. And I think all my teachers have been so amazing. And I remember each and every single one of them. And so teachers do play a really big role in our lives.
Okay, to end off this very nice episode, we've got some rapid fire personal questions. First one, what's your favorite pastime?
Oh, my favorite pastime is going out into the nature. So I like going for walks on the beach. I like rock climbing, things like that.
Mm-hmm. I love rock climbing. Alright, what's the first thing you do in the morning?
I do yoga.
Okay. My good.
Yeah.
Wow, very nice.
Your favorite book?
My favorite book is The Art of Happiness by Deepak Chopra.
Movies or TV shows?
Or movies.
I don't have the attention span for that.
Oh, I love movies.
I love movies.
I know when I get engrossed, it doesn't matter what else is going on around me, I don't pay attention, I'm just engrossed into that movie.
Or was watch like 280.
No, I
movies
did a
in the
thing
past
last year where I watched one movie a day and I finished like 250 movies or something.
Oh my goodness.
I was really that I got over it.
year. Like, she used to call me on Teams every night and be like, let me give you a rundown of the movie, and it'd be
Oh my
longer than the
goodness.
actual movie.
Okay, we'll have to exchange notes then after watch some of your
Definitely.
movies.
All right, next one. Last thing you do before going to bed.
I pray.
Lovely. Genre of music.
Oh, it's a mix. I like anything from Bollywood to pop to Qawwalis to Punjabi music.
So everything.
A bit of everything, yeah.
Favorite food?
Indian food.
Always the best.
What's your favorite dish?
Oh, it's very hard to make. You know, saag, which is like spinach.
yes.
Oh,
My
yeah,
mom makes the
saag.
best. So since I've been working out here, I really crave that. So when I'm going back home to the UK, my mom will say, "What you want?" I say, "Come on, mom, you know what I want."
Okay, favorite actor?
Oh, okay. Salman Khan has been my favorite since 1986. So his first film came out, Maine Pyar Kiya. That was, I knew every dialogue in that film. And Bhagyashri was his co-star. But he's been my favorite ever since. So Salman Khan and Arnold Schwarzenegger are my two favorites.
Dedication.
Terminator.
Yeah.
Last one. One thing on your bucket list.
Ooh, that I would say is I actually want to take my parents for a world tour.
Nice.
Do you like traveling?
I love traveling. COVID was really hard.
Yeah.
So since I moved to Dubai, my mom and dad came to visit me, and my sister put together this montage of like video clips and pictures of our 4 days together. Oh my God, they were so beautiful. So they're coming again. They're in India right now for a short break. So when they come back on the 24th, I want to do a couple of things with them. So we'll chat later about suggestions of where to take them.
Sure, that's sweet. Alright, that concludes our rapid fire for this episode. It was lovely to have you here with us, Miss Kush, our first guest on SIA Speaks.
Well, I'm honoured, thank you.
It was a really great episode.
Also, we wanted to talk to you because we've had this kind of like stigma that head teachers aren't actually
Human.
Yeah, we kind of wanted to break the ice, but it's like it's so late in the term now. We just thought, better.
Thank you so much, girls. It's an absolute honour to be featured on your podcast, and a great honour to be your first guest. So thank you so much, girls.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining.
Alright,
Thank you, bye.
see you next week, SIA Speaks.